So we are 3 days in. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so we started this experiment with the sole purpose of creating this channel as a kind of tutorial so that you could learn about what techniques really work on YouTube rather than taking advice from millions of videos out there which never really show if their advice, works. So we started with 0 views and 0 subscribers. And as I'm filming this, we have the grand total of 1 subscriber. Thank you so much. But we have quite a lot of views. In fact, we currently have 391. Now, we know that we are publishing videos in a really competitive sector, and that's deliberate. If you can make it work here, well, you can kind of make it work anywhere. Just look at how many videos are being posted in the same niche. So we have to really work to get ours to stand out. But how are we going to do that? The first thing that we are going to be doing is tweaking the title and description of the videos. It's really important that we are matching our title and description to what people are looking for. So we need to give some thought and research into this. Easiest way to get ideas is to do the searches yourself. Literally type it into YouTube search and see what comes up. You're going to see it start populating the search bar as you're typing with relevant suggestions. And we can learn from those top performing videos because whatever they're doing, it's working. Now, I'm not saying start cutting and pasting. That's not good and it won't work, but certainly get your ideas from them. The thumbnail is something that is so important. It's the first thing that people see when they encounter your video. So it needs to be very good. And the most important thing is that it needs to be a kind of hook. Basically, it needs to get someone curious. Like, I need to see what that video is about. If you explain the video in the thumbnail, it's not as interesting. How to knit a sweater in 2 weeks. Well, guess what? I pretty much know what that video is going to be about and it's not really floating my boat. Now, how about, can you knit a sweater in 2 weeks using $5? Impossible? Straight away, it's more interesting to me. People like watching challenges. Now, the description of the video has to include the keywords from the title. And the easiest way of doing this is to include the title early on in the description and then again throughout the description. Just describe the video. Remember that YouTube is going to be analysing your wording and deciding who to show it to. YouTube doesn't understand what you've written. It understands the relevance of the words. What about the other bits? Tags. You're going to hear people on here saying that tags are no longer important and they don't help. They don't help your search rankings or your SEO. But let's just take a second to see what YouTube says about tags. To estimate relevance, we look into many factors such as how well the title, tags, description and video content match your search query. Oh, well, there's a surprise. That's YouTube itself saying that you still need to use them and they have a purpose. So make sure that you're populating the tags part of your video properly. One thing to be really careful about is the relevance of the tags. Check that the ones that you're using are related to the video and its content. It's going to look really spammy and YouTube is not going to like it if you start using irrelevant ones. Okay, so the actual video is also really important, obviously. The watch time is really relevant. But what exactly does the watch time mean? Well, simply put, it's the amount of time that people are spending watching that video. And what you want is for people to spend as much time as possible on there. YouTube makes its money by offering advertising to people along with a whole host of other services. So the longer you spend watching a video, the more opportunity YouTube has of offering you products. So if people are falling off after watching the first 10% of your video, you need to be reconsidering your content and your composition. A really good idea is to firstly record a draft of your video. Nothing too polished, but make sure it's the whole video and then show it to your friends and family and get them to critique it. Do it on your mobile phone. But here's the important part. You have to tell them to be brutally honest. You need to know if you're going to succeed. So don't be nervous about showing your family. You're about to post it online where hopefully there's going to be millions of people seeing it. Now, as they're giving you their feedback, don't be offended and don't argue your point. Remember, it's their opinion and it's important. Take it on board and rework your video. And guess what? Show them again. It's worth spending a few hours getting it right rather than posting a video out there and watching it bomb out. So let's see what happens over the next few days. It's going to be really interesting to see how the content starts to take off. And if you're joining me on this adventure and you're making your own content, let me know in the comments what your niche is. And most importantly, and you've heard this a million times before, but click the subscribe now, because then you get to see the week's results first. Stay safe, guys. Stay committed to your channel and let's make this work together. See you next time.